Well, that just goes to show you when you use the right tool, it'll do the job. Well, good morning. Hey, we're here at the farm this morning and I've got a chicken problem that I'm hoping to try to cure today. So it's been a little while since we put out a video and it's just been busy, and honestly, I go out to do something, forget to take the camera with me, so I'm still trying to get used to being a YouTuber. And once you miss a day or two, it's easy to keep missing. It's kind of like anything else. If you're on a diet, once you overeat a couple of times, it's easy just to keep on going instead of getting back on the diet. But today, I've got a chicken problem and a wind problem, as you can tell. But I am going to try to set my chicken pen up to where the chickens can't get out anymore. These chickens right here, they're not supposed to be out, but I've got chickens all over the place, and these are my egg laying chickens, not my meat birds. But I've got to show you what's happening here. So this is our herb garden, and the chickens have gotten in there and torn up the herb garden. Not too bad. This is my garlic that I've got in a raised bed, and there shouldn't be blank spots in that garlic like that right there or down here. All that's caused by the chickens, and we don't need that. But here's the worst of it. This is my onions. There's several onions there, but the chickens have eaten the greenery off of them, and this is the second planting of the onions. So they were starting to do pretty good, and then the chickens found them. So we've got to do something about the chickens getting into the onions. I'll show you what my problem is. We use a electric netting. I was cheap, and I think that's part of my problem. I chose to use a cheaper brand, and I should have probably went with Pier 1. I think Pier 1 is the industry leading. Look at these chickens. They think I'm gonna feed them. There's the ducks that are out. And I am gonna feed them here in just a minute. But I got online and I found a cheaper chicken net, electric chicken net, that was cheaper than what Pier 1 products are. This is called Rent-A-Coop. Well, if you look right here, it changes in size, and my egg laying chickens can go through these upper 3 holes. Not all of them. I've got some pretty good sized birds in there, like that chocolate Orpington over there and that big Rhode Island red rooster. They don't get through the holes, but pretty much every one of those Delawares and cinnamon queens and that black copper Moran, they can all, Rhode Island red hen, they can all get through that there. So let me tell you what my plan is. I have some net here. This is net that I was gonna put on it. All right, so I was gonna use that netting there as a dual purpose. You can see I started putting it here, but what I soon realized is it doesn't get high enough for one of the two purposes I was putting the net on there for. One purpose was to stop the chickens, but it doesn't get to where that net size gets bigger. The other purpose was for snakes. I haven't never tried it myself, but they say if you put a net like that, that's bird netting is all that is. If you put a net like that around the bottom of your coop or your pen border, that the snakes get hung up in it and can't get to your eggs. So let me show you my next plan. I went to Tractor Supply and I picked up this 7-foot tall, basically it's a deer fence. I am going to cut it in half, so 3.5 foot tall, to make me two 100-foot, 3.5 foot tall runs of deer fence. And I'm going to zip strap that to the inside of that electrical chicken net. Well, let's get started. So my plan is, like I said, this is 7 foot long. My plan is to cut it in half at 3 foot 6 inches. And I should have 2 halves the same size. Really close anyhow. So that, let me put something down so I can use both hands. So that chicken electrical fence is 164 foot long, and this is only 100 foot long, plus this is taller than I need. I'm marking 3 foot 6 right there. This should be close to 3 foot 6 this way. So it is really almost exact, so that's good. I'm just going to run the tape around. Try to keep it fairly even. And I'm going to tighten it up here. Good grab on the netting. And then I'm going to run another one right beside it. So my plan is to cut right between the 2 pieces of tape. And hopefully I can use a good sharp knife. So let's see if I can get this cut with just a sharp knife. And no. Take 1. Attempt to cut in half number 2. I'm going to try to use scissors. That is a no-go. Attempt to cut in half number 3. I think we might get it this time. If it'll work. Well, that's an old saw that was found in a tin horn. I worked for the county and somebody had stolen it, I guess, and put it in a tin horn. It had been underwater and everything else. I can't get the blade changed out, but I've got more options. So let me go find option number 4. Attempt to cut it number 4. This one might get a little shaky, so I'll probably have to cut part of it out, but out of the video. But I think it should cut. Maybe if I can get started. Okay, I'm gonna go get attempt number 5 And that means I've got to run electricity cord over here. That's what I've been trying to avoid, is having to run a cord over here. But I'll go get a Sawzall and electrical cord, and I know good and well that'll cut it. That's not that tough, it's just plastic. I'm just trying to use the wrong tools because they were easier. Attempt number 5 to cut the plastic netting. This tool, I don't have much doubt it's gonna get her done. I have an audience. And now 2 pieces of 100 foot long, 3.5 foot tall plastic fence. Well, that just goes to show you, when you use the right tool, it'll do the job. I really thought the knife would do it. I know the little skill saw would do it if it was a good skill saw. I've got a Craftsman skill saw, a little bit bigger than that. That is cordless, but the batteries for that one were not charged. So I really was surprised that the handsaw wouldn't do it. It just wanted to snag up. But if you use the right tool, you can get her done. I just had to be persistent. Well, now I got to take this fence down. I could probably put that up with the fence up, but I think the best way would be to take the whole fence down, lay it out flat, then attach that new plastic to the inside that they can't get through. So here we go. That took quite a bit longer than I was expecting. I'm not sure if I ever said a while ago, but that's been a really good electrical chicken fence. It's great for keeping predators and varmints out, but it doesn't keep the chickens in good. And I got it off of Amazon. It's called Rent a Coop. If those holes in that net was a lot tighter and didn't get so big as they go up, it'd probably be just as good as the Premier one. But if I'm buying another one, I think I'm going with Premier one. Well, I got one broken pole, and this is the 3rd summer we've used it, so that's not too bad. But another flaw to using the cheaper Rent-A-Coop netting over the Pier 1 is the strength of their poles. This pole is fiberglass just like Pier 1's, but it's not solid. So I do know that Tractor Supply sells some solid posts, and I'm gonna try to replace this pole with one from Tractor Supply. Not sure how well you'll be able to see it, but I'm gonna start putting that smaller squared plastic on this chicken netting, electric chicken netting, and I'm just gonna use little zip straps that I bought today. Hopefully this will do the trick. So let's get started. Added bonus, snakes cannot get through the small deer netting.